ओके। तो अब हम लोग कंट्रोल का डीएलसी कंप्लीट करने की कोशिश करेंगे। डार्क प्लेस। ओके। और द फाउंडेशन, ये दो है अभी, इसे बचा के रखते हैं। मिशंस रिकॉर्ड ऑन, ये नहीं करना, ये नहीं करना। डार्क प्लेस, द फाउंडेशन। फाइंड द डोर। वेयर इज द डोर? Where's the door? Jesse received distress call from the board about a crisis in the foundation of the oldest house. Foundation of the oldest house. Where is the foundation of the oldest house? Fast travel, maintenance, research, dimensional research, hadron chamber, nope. No. Older maintenance, NSC power plant, foundation, restricted area.
Dark, quiet, trans-dimensional. This place really suits Ahti. So that etching is the door. Okay, let's try opening it.
यार वो इन्वेस्ट कर लेना था. Pay attention to your health bar when entering combat. Access control points. Foundation.
No time for sightseeing. The board said this was an emergency. Looks like no one's been down here in a while. Crystals are kind of pretty. Emily would be having a field day down here.
My life's been a strange one. Certainly stranger than I'd like. But this place, it's... something else. The floors crawl, the walls slither. It's a shifting pit. On the street, it's just another drab building standing there for anyone to see. But no one does. How did we miss it? Northmore. Acting director in Northmore now is on a train from Washington. He'll expect answers, which is why I'm making these tapes. They're evidence that I'm at least trying to understand. Father searched his entire life for something like this. And we find it 1 week after he's buried. He always hated irony. Of course, Father, the great director, Ash, would have been the first man in. And look at me, his bookworm son. The supposed head of research who can't stop his legs from shaking long enough to step over the threshold.
Okay. Kevin मैं पीछे नहीं जा सकता.
The foundation. Bottom of the oldest house. Stop the hiss.
Marshall? How was she on the hotline? Unless... she's dead. Jesus. She seemed like the kind of woman who could survive anything.
I I only heard of the Foundation when I became head of operations. The very bottom of the oldest house. Director access only. Just the name alone is classified. Zachariah gave me a tour the day I was promoted. Said I should see it for myself, to understand. After that, I snuck down on my own from time to time to keep tabs on the place, and on them. But nothing ever changed down there. Not even the walls. It's solid, permanent, different from the rest of the house. Of course, they were always watching me. I never stayed long. I'm not stupid. I have to stop the Hiss from finding this place. I'm the only one who can.
So the Hiss found their way down here too.
I still have two directions to go. Oh my god. Okay. I think there's only one way to go. And now, research site temperature. Cancel construct. When will I get मेरे बहुत ज़्यादा है यार, ये गड़बड़ जाएगा. Shatter, spin, shatter and charge. Up to now. चार्ज मैं तो रखूँगा तो पीएससी रखूँगा First, I thought the cave painting in the Formation chronicle ancient human encounters with the natural occurrences like weather, but it soon became clear they depicted events far outside the average human experience. Also, it seems I was wrong to assume the images are ancient. Radiocarbon dating suggests something impossible that I have been down here longer than the paintings. That's absurd though. The style media clearly indicate a Paleolithic origin. I was ready to conclude that an ancient community of humans lived in or around the oldest house. Now with this information I don't know what to think. Is one of our agents drawing these? Or is there someone down here with us? This place has a habit of skewing my results, so perhaps the data is corrupted, or perhaps my paintings were created at different times. The art does seem to chronicle not only the past but also the present and possibly even the future. I see in them echoes of the board, some linear architecture, in what could be interpreted as a director. Are the paintings telling a story that's still being written? If so, who is writing it? Compiled by Dr. Theodore Ash, Head of Research, Order of Dr. Broderick Knockmore, Cave Paintings.
Using pickaxes now? The astral plane is cutting into our dimension. What if this happens in the upper floors? It'll destroy the bureau.
I thought I was going back, so I didn't miss them. उसी रास्ते में आए हैं ऐसा
I wish I'd brought Emily with me. I could really use my head of research right about now. Marshall? Marshall! You're alive! Wait! It's Jesse! The director! Whoa. This place is huge. Marshall? Can you hear me? She was on the hotline, so that person couldn't have been Marshall, right? One problem at a time. Let's see what's going on with that pillar first.
Assets. Okay. Collectibles. Correspondence. What? Mr. Wheeler, I have some bad news. You remember that Robert Ricardo fella we brought in as a special consultant to map the lower caves? Well, today he found a chamber with weird eyes covering every inch of the wall and a strange black pillar in the center. Kinda looks like the one at the crossroads, but smaller. We had a bureau member shadowing him, but whatever happened in there did a number on our guest. The dogs are taking a look, but it's pretty clear Mr. Adventure's exploring days are over. I know we are careful to limit the guy's exposure to the non-ordinary. Dragging him and carrying him through the upper floor was a real hoot, by the way. But we really need to reevaluate our policies on external contractors. Honestly, we would be better off forming a special division trained in rappling and OT&T than subjecting more outsiders to the shit we deal with. They almost always end up dead or loony. Marcus. That's true. His sharpened agents display the para-utilitarian ability to rapidly move short distances. This ability is unique in the fact that it's not associated with any known object of power. However, we should not discount the possibility that this ability is an object variation. For example, abrupt physical relocation could potentially be a variant of jukebox effect. Other explanations of the his sharpened ability currently include momentary time manipulation, brief increase in physical speed, inhibiting the witness's sense of sight. If we do accept that the his sharpened ability is not connected to a known object of power, then the his are either manifesting unique paranatural abilities or there are objects in the house that we are not aware of. Either way, the his are continuing to develop new states of corruption, and that is cause for concern. Astral copy. Field research on astral entity, astral copy, confidential summary. With the astral plane now physically accessible, a torrent of new information has been collected on the entities known as astral copies. The copies bodies are composed of a dense stone-like material that is both resilient under controlled circumstances and brittle when struck with significant force. Whether the astral copies possess individual consciousness or are directed by a higher intelligence such as board remains unknown. However, their shared aggression seems to indicate a unified goal. Dr. Faden's encounters with these entities when binding objects of power in the astral plane indicate they serve as live targets for potential para-utilitarians to practice on. Some have been equipped with bureau weaponry, though it seems unlikely they were armed with our personnel. It is important to note that they appear immune to his corruption. Astral copy. So this one that was also astral copy. Okay. Another control point. क्या मिला कुछ नहीं मिला वाह
It's been 5 days since we first entered the building. Traversing the interior is dangerous due to the shifting, but we did manage to find a lower cavern that seems structurally predictable, which is a scientific way of saying its walls won't crush us in our sleep. Northmore even made a discovery. A pistol placed on a stone pedestal in front of that strange ebony pillar. Seems like something out of a storybook, except the heroes usually find swords, not handguns. But it is the perfect lure for someone like him. Hours after finding this weapon, Northmore cornered me to spout some nonsense about how the board had made him the director. He ran it about the title being meaningless before now, calling Father and all other previous directors shams, frauds, and worse. I think this place is worse for Northmore than it is for me. Strangest thing? There was no pedestal in front of that pillar a day ago. This building has swallowed a dozen of my men, and now it's handing out presents? Is it playing some sort of game? If it is, we're most certainly losing. Hell, we don't even know the rules.
Okay. आगे जाओ पहले थोड़ा सा और on the nature of the pillar found in the crossroads is best described as an onyx spike that protrudes from the cave floor like an imposing stalagmite. Despite its aggressive silhouette, the structure has an undeniable allure. Fruit Fred would certainly have something to say about the pillar's overly erect nature, but I'm more drawn to Whitmore's essay on dynamic layers, structure within structures, a fractal mirror in every being. Given its significant location, I believe the pillar is either the very heart of the oldest house or an intrusion within that heart. Or perhaps it's like the husk of a seed from which the oldest house is sprouted. Troiter wrote that great architecture isn't built, it grows. But then, why does the pillar look so different from the rest of this place's concrete walls and rocky caverns? It's easier to see it as an anomaly, a buried artifact, a foreign body, a demonic phallus. I wonder if this pillar is any more welcome here than we are. So nothing's in here. Okay. Okay. On ley lines and their energies. For all my research into the oldest houses, ley lines, I still don't understand why they converge here or at the base of this pillar. I suppose the simplest reason is that they have to converge somewhere or come straight and all that, but that seems wrong. The esoteric world abhors coincidence. So, what is the true relationship between this pillar and the ley lines? Does it act as a magnet attracting them, polar north? Or is the pillar a product of their focus energies, a sprout nourished by the constant flow of the oldest house's power? Perhaps classifying that power would provide some insight. However, we currently have no means of measuring or quantifying it. Given time, it may become possible to collect and even harness this energy. On that note, Northmoor is bringing in the much lauded Dr. Gustav Wagner from headquarters in DC to aid my research. Gustav Wagner. I suppose this is his way of saying he doesn't trust me to work unsupervised. Let's hope. Let's just hope Dr. Wagner is as smart as his GLDT partner, Führer once believed him to be. Führer, huh? Here's the thing. Best time to explore enterprise or speak to HPC foundations. Global Astral Challenge. Which will you choose?
So I can only choose one? I thought I was done with these tests.
Okay. Shape slash man. Oh, it's Haragal. Supposedly found submersible ship. She's
Okay, let's review. This broken pillar is called the Nail. It was broken by something, and now the astral plane is bleeding into the foundation, which will destroy the oldest house, the Bureau, and everyone inside. I need to find 4 locks, or keys, or whatever, to stop that from happening. But I'm the director. I've handled worse. This should be simple. Ish. You with me?
yeah. Nope. Crispy new abilities. That's sad. 3, 4. actually. Let me work on a little bit of more levitation. 2, 3, 3, so 8, 10 pounds also. Electable outline rituals. Foundation warehouse path, foundation base camp. Warehouse path. Warehouse. Okay. To the crossroads cave system. Let's see. If I go back to cave system. I'll be back.